We're back at it on Friday, actually. The plan was Thursday, but hey, here we are Friday. Funny how that works out. Anyway, um, we uh, we still got some. Excuse me, shit. We uh, we still got some decent free agents still unclaimed. It's early February, and basically two. I from writing this list down, it appears that there are two big free agents in Cody Bellinger, age 28, really fell off with the Dodgers, had a great prove it season with the Cubs last year. You know, a lot of debate about what kind of deal he gets. You know, over 200 million, I think would be fucking crazy, personally. But he, I think he'd deserve, 5 years. I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, but I feel like that's about as far as you could go. He had one very good year. I think 28 is great. 28's a great benefit. Writing these guys down. These are the guys that, were of interest to me as far as free agents that are left. And I'll later include a soft guess as to where I think that these guys could logically land. It was actually so hard to even come up with fucking anything, because things have been like stagnant for so long. I know the Cardinals signed a reliever recently. I think Kenyon Middleton, I think is who it was. So that's cool. Cardinals have made some moves. I'm fine with it. Whatever. I think we can still have an all right year. It's fine. But these guys. So Tim Anderson, Matt Chapman, Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery, they're all 31 years old. Jorge Soler is 32 years old. I already mentioned Cody Bellinger. Those are the guys that I wrote down as far as the most intriguing guys to me, at least. So now as far as where my gut tells me, my official guess, we'll take note of this and I'll revisit it if I hit one. So that'd be really cool. We'll have to keep an eye on these guys because these are all guys that will sign somewhere. That's the thing. It's already February and there's a lot of good players available like these guys who definitely will sign somewhere and get a respectable contract, at least a year of, something decent. I think for Matt Chapman, he's still a very solid player. Jordan Montgomery will get multiple years. Jorge Soler is probably getting a year somewhere. Tim Anderson is in a similar situation. He had a really tough season last year, didn't play the full year, got punched in the face by Jose Ramirez, had a bad fucking time overall. So he's probably looking at a year because, people don't know where he's at. And Cody Bellinger is the complete opposite. He just had one of the better years of his career. Not the best. He was an MVP and all that with the Dodgers. But it's interesting. So make a note of this. If I hit any of these, we'll have a fucking pizza party. And The Athletic or ESPN or MLB.com should hire me or sponsor the podcast or something. Okay, here we go. Predictions. Tim Anderson, what if he goes to Miami? That would be fun. They wouldn't have to spend a lot of money, and it could potentially have big upside. Who knows? Maybe Tim Anderson hits a lot of home runs in, is it still called Lone Depot Park? I don't know. Matt Chapman. Now, my heart told me the New York Yankees. That would mean that they would probably have to move off DJ LeMahieu. I feel like they wouldn't want to do that. But Matt Chapman, I feel like, has more power upside, and he's definitely a better glove. So if you want to definitely improve as far as the defense at third base, I feel like it would be worth it. And DJ LeMahieu can still play, and you can still have him. And they had shockingly similar stats. I had to check. But Chapman had maybe 2 or 3 more home runs than LeMahieu. They were very close in RBIs. I think they both hit in the neighborhood of 240. So they are in a very similar ballpark. So I don't know. But Matt Chapman, again, I feel like he's got potential to hit home runs, and he's definitely got a better glove. Cody Bellinger, again, 28 years old, probably the best, right now the best hitter available. Scott Boras' client, as well as Blake Snell, the guy who won the Cy Young, who people think could be the best pitcher available, but people aren't as excited about him, I guess. But Cody Bellinger, I think he could go to the Houston Astros, mostly because I could see them. They're a good place. He would get to be guaranteed good baseball. Cubs. Sorry, that was unnecessary shot. Sorry. But I think he could go to Houston because if they want Yordan Alvarez to mostly DH, which I feel like you would want him to, because, is that how you stay the most healthy? I'm not sure. I don't really know much, but I don't know. I feel like Yordan would be DHing more often than not. I know you got Chas McCormick, but I feel like there's room out there, and, he's good in the outfield. He can play center field and stuff, and, he'll probably still be a good bat. I don't think he's going to fall off. I think he found his shit again, and I think he'll still be pretty decent, and the Astros could really use him. I think it could be good. That one I feel good about. That one I can weirdly see. So if I feel good about any of these, it's probably that one. What I do not feel good about, Jorge Soler, he could go anywhere. He's going to hit a lot of home runs. He did pretty well last year. Hit a good amount of home runs. I know that. I don't know if he would get a ton of money, so I think that maybe, weirdly enough, maybe Tampa Bay would jump on him. They could get a big power guy for maybe not a ton. Soler's 32. He's not going to hit for average. We know that. He's got to rely on power. But, I also think maybe the Blue Jays, but I don't know. I didn't look into that one too much, so I don't feel as good about it, but maybe Blake Snell, maybe the San Francisco Giants get to sneak in there and get it, but I also kind of heard that they figured out their entire rotation already. At least it seemed like they're committed to Jordan Hicks in the rotation, which is bold. I don't feel entirely confident on that. I've watched Jordan Hicks struggle as a starting pitcher, and yeah, it's already happened. But he's a good ass pitcher, and maybe with the right team, maybe the right pitching coach or whoever, and it can happen. He's talented enough, so what the hell do I know? But Blake Snell, the Giants supposedly have money for anybody. They were trying to get in on Shohei, so if Blake Snell wants the money that Scott Boras is apparently trying to get for him, maybe the Giants will be the fuckers to pull the trigger. Who knows? I don't know. But people are weary on Blake Snell because he had a really good year after a not-so-great year, and, he walks a lot of dudes and whatever else. So people are sketchy about Blake Snell, and I can't blame them. I'm glad that I'm not the only one who thought kind of similar. But he just won the Cy Young. He'll get a decent contract. I'm sure he'll be okay, but it's just a matter of when. And it's February. It hasn't happened yet. Jordan Montgomery, he's 31. Cardinals traded him to the Texas Rangers last year due to the Cardinals sucking ass, and the Rangers went on to win the World Series. And, Jordan Montgomery, damn good pitcher. He was good with the Yankees. He was really good with the Cardinals. And he was good with the Rangers. He's 31. Pitchers seem to be aging well. I'm going to knock on wood. If you can't hear that, I knocked on wood. There you go. Fuck you. But Jordan Montgomery, I don't know. I feel like the Rangers would be stupid to not go all in to get him back. I mean, you want a consistent guy. He just won a World Series. He's durable. He's a solid pitcher. I'm a big fan of the guy. I got a, good look at him when he was on my team. So maybe I'm biased, but whatever. I think he's pretty good. I also made a list of older dudes who are free agents who could potentially get a shot. I don't know. In some of these guys' situations, it could be a minor league deal. In other guys' situations, they got a good chance to sign, but it's definitely going to be a year due to the age. But I feel like these dudes were worth mentioning. So Carlos Santana, he's 38. He's been around for a long time, a lot of home runs. Another guy, Joey Votto, 40, apparently still wanting to play. More More power to him. I respect it. Play as long as he can. Josh Donaldson, 38. Who the hell knows? I don't know. He might be done. Probably a minor league deal would be my guess. Evan Longoria, he was a big help on the Diamondbacks roster last year, so maybe that could do him some good. But I'm not too sure. Who knows how much he's got left in the tank. Clayton Kershaw, he's 36. I feel like inevitable. Back to the Dodgers for another year. I know he was kind of hurt last year. Zach Greinke and Rich Hill, I have no idea. Zach Greinke's 40 and Rich Hill is 44. And Rich Hill's pitched for a lot of teams. He pitched last year. I have no idea. He's also just going to play forever and play as long as he wants to. So, respect, dog. I do it. I hope he can. Zach Greinke, he kind of had a whole retirement thing with the Royals this past season, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm coming back." He doesn't throw that hard, man. I drafted him in fantasy not last year, but the year before that, and that was immediately a terrible decision. I got fucked like 2 years ago by Zach Greinke, but that's just my experience. I don't know. He's 40. He wants to pitch. Good for him. He'll definitely get, he could probably get a minor league deal at least. But, who knows? What if he's a closer? That'd be sick. Come out of the bullpen, throw an ephus or something. And then JD Martinez, he's 36. He's still got something left. I think he's definitely going to fall on a team and, I don't know, 12 million, whatever. There's my official number guess for JT Martinez. $12 million 1 year. That's my guess. We'll see if that ends up being close. So we got some fun stuff to look back on there. There's a list of old guys that could potentially find a home or potentially not find a home. Who knows? I did stand up this past Monday. Third open mic. I went to the same place. I went to the Heavy Anchor, which felt like a good call because I'd last done this in November, and it took a lot of willing myself to go back. I knew it was inevitable, and I knew I was going to do it and everything, but I just kept finding reasons to procrastinate it and whatever. And, there were some good reasons. There are weeks where, I genuinely can't go drive almost 2 hours to, sit around for another few hours to get on stage for like 3 to 5 minutes. So it's very involved is all it is. So I kind of got that out of my head a little bit, and you get a little bit of momentum, and I was able to write in a way that was very helpful to me on stage, which was different than the previous 2 times. So that was incredibly helpful, and the execution felt like it was there. There were laughs. There were some laughs. There was a good handful of laughs, I guess you could say. There was like 15 or so, maybe 20 max people in there. It was definitely the biggest crowd that I had done this for. And, I got some laughs. I talked shit about the cat. Talked about how fat Reba was. Neil the Seal, all that, fat ass cat, just talked about what was going on. I was very happy, very content at the end. I'm excited to do it again. Hopefully later this month, I'll go back and do it again. I'll try to go to a different place and take advantage of these next few months. So that'll be sweet. What else, man? I think I'm recording. It's 10:30. God, this will still make it up on Friday. At the end of the day, Friday is what's got to happen, one way or another. And last week I was able to have it up last week, Friday morning, and I was very happy about that. And I'm sure that it definitely helped more, and it made a big deal. And that's what the goal is. I've been real transparent about that side of this on the show, so it's especially now, it's like I'm looking at this big picture style for this show. We're 38 in, podcasts go on forever. So I'm pretty committed to the haul, just because I know at all ends I can do 10 minutes of talking about baseball a week, possibly forever. That's a crazy statement, but I set the bar there for a reason. That's what the bar is. But, naturally, the bar we're trying to reach is having the episode done and ready for Friday morning. And so we'll eventually get there, but we're not there yet. And that's why I'm recording 10:30 at night. But shit happens, man. You got to fucking do stuff. And that's just life. And what am I going to do? Get upset about having to do stuff and recording it later? I'm gonna lose. It was just a matter of, do I lose sleep tonight or do I lose sleep yesterday? And the previous week I had that dog in me to stay up till 2 and record it, because of course I was doing stuff on Thursday. Maybe just record it on Wednesday, who knows? I'm talking it out live. Whatever, we'll figure that out. But I know you can always expect it on Friday. Maybe I'm nitpicking. Does it matter? Let me know. Let me know if it really matters, because people listen to podcasts whenever they, can listen to a podcast. So I feel like the advantage to uploading it Friday morning is, like anybody like me with an office job, if you want to listen to a podcast while you're at work or doing something, then it's right there. It's new. It's right there in the morning for that. But then it's the weekend anyway. And you listen to it while you drive or while you're sitting down doing something, or everybody's got different habits. I listen to some podcasts, but I mostly listen to music and whatnot in the car. So, it's fun. It's fun to try to figure this shit out, being transparent and whatnot. I'm a professional, as you can tell. I enjoy baseball. Oh, one thing I'll leave you with, I guess, somewhat baseball related, because it's related to Jackie Robinson. But that statue that got torn up, apparently it was torn up by known scrappers in the area. The people who ripped that thing down were just people trying to scrap the metal and then sell it for money, I suppose. So I got that from an iTalk Studios video. You can look that up on YouTube if you'd like. He has a very strong source, and I feel confident enough to regurgitate that. So it made sense to me, I guess. But apparently that was what it was. And there were articles and stuff that came out about it being about race and something else. And, maybe the thing is who actually knows outside of those dudes? None of us are going to talk to those dudes. We know they're not great people. You're probably not a great person if you're doing that. I know that. So maybe that's the moral. You're just a fucking dickhead. Don't rip down the Jackie Robinson statue for any reason, you fuck. Maybe that's it. Who knows? But supposedly not racially motivated, according to one source. That's it for me. I think I'm fucking out of here. I don't know. I just watched that right before I recorded, so I felt like that was worth passing on in case there was any curiosities. But, okay, I'm fucking done, and I'm talking too much. So, appreciate you listening if you listen this far. Again, if you can leave a rating on either Apple Podcast or Spotify or whatever it is, I'd always do appreciate that. I know that does help the show quite a bit. And again, if you're listening to this point, I do really appreciate it. I do always have a great time with these. It's always a fun creative process, whether I get to do it at Thursday at midnight / 2 a.m. or Friday at 10:30. So it's always fun. That's always the constant. So I appreciate it. Where do you think these fucking free agents will go? Who knows? All right, I'm out of here for real. See you next week.